In this video we'll be taking a GWR Intercity train from Penzance in the southwest of England all the way to London, what is a distance of almost 500 kilometers. And today we'll be traveling in first class. What it's like to travel on board of these Intercity trains, where you have some beautiful views from the train as well. We're all about to find out in this video, so join me from Penzance to London Paddington station. So join me on board of this train between Penzance in Cornwall all the way to London. For now, let's get this video on the track and let's roll the intro. Before we dive into this video, a quick comparison on the environmental impact if you're traveling by train, car and plane. I think the numbers they speak for themselves. So for now, let's start with this video. The railway station of Penzance in the southwest of England. This is the most southern railway station in all of Great Britain. The night before, I arrived with a Great Western Railway intercity service from Cardiff in Wales. Basically, I haven't seen this by daylight, but I tried to do my best to show you as much as possible of this rather tiny railway station. I spent the night in a guest house that was located right next to the railway station, and I'd love to go back to Penzance. When I recorded this video, I had a crazy weekend with quite a lot of trains I took for some more videos for this channel. Long story short, I was traveling with Interrail and I had 3 more days left on a first class Interrail that I didn't even pay for myself because I'll be guiding a group tour shortly after I shot this in Switzerland. And hopefully I can find some time to make some videos during that group tour as well. Anyway, right at the front of Penzance railway station there is a bus stop. It's not that big though. And if you are here on an early Saturday morning just before the first train is departing from Penzance, there's not much going on anyway. Penzance, Britain's most southern terminal railway station and the end of the line. Over here you will find the longest train journey you can make within the UK, what is between Penzance and Aberdeen in Scotland. Apart from that, you find very regular intercity services between Penzance and London, and also between Penzance and Cardiff in Wales, and also the sleeper trains of the Night Riviera that is being operated by Great Western Railway, where we'll be traveling on today as well, is also serving this railway station. It's operating between Penzance and London. Because that's a sleeper train, it will take way more time between Penzance and London, so you can also actually sleep. The train that we'll be taking today needs a little over 5 hours for the same route. The railway station of Penzance, well, it's not that big. Actually, it's rather small. Directions have been marked crystal clear, and there is also a first class waiting room. As far as I noticed, this is only for passengers traveling on board of the Night Riviera. And this train here on the right. How cool would it be if this will be my train for today? But it's the train here on the left. Well, I'm not diving into the train I'd love to take. I think, well, the Blue Pullman, I'd love to take this one. Anyway, today we'll be traveling on board of a British Rail Class 800 train. Great Western Railway also calls these trains Intercity Express Train. Not to confuse with the German Intercity Express, or also known as ICE. These trains do have a top speed of 200 km per hour or 125 miles per hour and do operate both on diesel and on electricity, so they can use the overhead wires if they are there, but for a big part of the UK railroad system you won't find them. At the outside you find screens, and these screens will host very clear route information. So the final destination, some stops along the way, and the carriage number. The carriage number has been marked digitally on board of these trains, and right next to the entrance doors you find a sticker that is mentioning what seats can be found best if you take that specific entrance door. So you know you're in the right area of the train. The first class area have been mentioned crystal clear, with first class obviously. For second class you won't find a separate mention because in the UK it's just called standard class, and I think this makes a whole lot of sense. Within the first class carriage There's also a pantry, and that's actually taking in quite a lot of space. However, first class in the UK is in general with some extra service. It's not everywhere and not on all lines though, but in general you find a lot more service on this, and I will show you on board of this train as well. By the way, did you know that Taiwanese railway class 3000 is based on these trains? The sound and everything is very similar, although those trains do run on narrow gauge railroad lines. Well, if you're curious about that, I will link a video on those trains in the description of this video. And just if you're wondering, my girlfriend is originally from Taiwan, so this is why I'm there, more than you might think at first. For now, let's start off with the train tour, and I'll start off by showing you the interior of these trains. I found it totally empty carrots in standard classes, second class as well. So let me give you a tour of here. This comes just like most standard or second class carriages in a 2x2 configuration. Most seats are airline style seats, as you can see over here. But you find some bay seats, so seats facing each other as well. In that case, there's quite a big table in between. Take a seat here. Not reclinable, I think. I don't see a handle at the bottom. No, I don't think they're reclinable. They're not bad, but they're definitely not wow. I had better standard class seats. Let me say it like that. But for the length of the journey, they're okay. Just like everywhere in the train, you find information about the seat reservations over here. So this one is available to Exeter. It's reserved from Exeter to London Paddington. So yeah, you can still sit here now if you want. You find coat hangers at the side, by the way, just like everywhere in the train. And also, just like everywhere in the train, you find the sunscreens. Well, we don't need that yet. For luggage, you obviously have the overhead luggage racks, but also here you find the space between the back ends of the seats. At some other spots between the back ends, you find the litter bins, by the way, as you can see over here. The litter bins are not directly near the seats. If the information system about the reservations doesn't work, seat reservations can also be put in here on papers, like in the old days in the UK. Let's do an airline style seat review. The legroom, I have to add up to this, I'm quite a tall boy. I'm a little over 1m90. I'm not telling my exact length. I don't know why. I have some strange things I'm not truly telling you on YouTube because privacy. There's a small but really sturdy folded table. If you want to work on a laptop, this is not big enough. However, therefore you find this. So that's also pretty good. Information about what facilities can be found where is located. Basically over here, this is basically toilets. That's all you need to direct to, because for luggage you have the overhead luggage racks and also dedicated luggage racks within the open compartments. There's not a dining car over here. At some routes, and especially on the London Penzance routes, there is a trolley service available on the Great Western services, but not on all services on the HST trains. There's no reading lights. Probably I forgot something, but I will use a voiceover for that. British 3-pin power plugs are located between the seats, at the front of the seats. There's one power socket per 2 seats. If you're traveling with luggage, you obviously also have the extra luggage racks within these trains, and there are extra litter bins at the vestibules. Apart from that, line maps for the Great Western Railroad network can be found at the vestibules as well. Great Western Railway is serving the southwest of England and also the south of Wales. If you're traveling with a bike on board of these trains, you can put your bikes in these special compartments, and if they are not being used for bikes, this can be used as extra storage space for luggage. It should work one way or another, but it didn't work for me. If you know how these additional luggage racks work, well, let me know in the comments. Basic route information will be displayed at LED screens at the end of the open compartments. And the seat here on the right, I don't like to travel over here. And especially not on this route, because there are quite some scenic sections along this route. I hope you like this video so far. Sorry for interrupting you, but if you like it or if it's a helpful video to you, please give me a thumbs up, I really appreciate that. And if you'd like to see more trip reports about more sustainable ways of transportation, the main focus for this channel is cross-bordering and long-distance traveling, then hit that subscribe button if you haven't done this already. Well, for now, let's continue with this train tour. And let's go to the first class, where I was also traveling on today. Well, first class is pretty much empty as well at the beginning of the journey. Won't be for long though, as I see the reservations. Anyway, this is first class. Comes just like money, European first class there. It's in a 2x1 configuration. There are more bay seats here than airline style seats, and especially for the side where you find 2 seats. 2.5. What I didn't mention for standard class is the power sockets, by the way. You find this here as well, between the seats. For the first class, one power socket per seat is integrated within the seat. It's a bit better location than in standard class, to be honest. Also litter bins. Here you find the table you can fold out. What I like, because I like to cross my legs a lot, actually. I like to sit like this. But you don't find this everywhere. Also the tables here are super sturdy, especially these here. But this one here, I already had my breakfast, you can see it. See, this is not adjustable. It's still good, but I can't cross my legs. That's a bit a downside. Information about reservations has been given over here. This is my seat for today, seat 11. You also find the sunscreens, obviously. Coat hangers at the side. And then the information system for the reservations will work. Again, you find the things where you can put the cards in. These seats are reclinable with the use of this button over here.
We are now approaching Campbell.
Here you go. It's actually really comfortable if you do this. The headrests are slightly adjustable as well. I'm a tall boy, so I need to put it up. Probably I forgot more stuff, but I will use a voiceover for that as well. Well, also for the first class, a seat without a window. I mean, what were they thinking when they were designing these trains? There is a more area within the first class. This here is also the accessible area. There's quite a lot of space for wheelchairs, actually more than one. And for the rest, this is basically the same as what I showed you earlier on. Within this part of the first class, you also find a pantry. There is no dining car on board of this train, however there is a trolley service in second class, and within first class there is some extra service. This is not on all GWR Intercity routes though. When I came in from Cardiff, there was nothing. And most related to dining car or food or anything else is the toilet, so let's review the toilets. I mean, I have to make a way about how I move from one topic to the other one, right? And this here is the bigger accessible toilet within the first class area. Especially at the beginning of the journey, but actually during the entire ride I had with these trains. This was pretty clean, and that's most important. You can also use this for a baby change. And obviously there are some extra support bars, because this is also a bigger accessible toilet. And of course I can't miss out on the regular toilets you find most on board of these trains. And this is how the regular toilets are. I mean, these toilets are pretty fine, nothing special about them. Most importantly, they were clean during the rides I had on board of the GWR trains. I mean, this is the most important thing if you are on a toilet, I think. And everything worked, that's also quite important. Well, back to the food. When I left Penzance, someone came by and gave me some coffee and a refreshment drink, and also offered a croissant. A snack box was overhanded later during the journey. On some routes, GWR offers the Pullman dining experience. Well, this is rather simple, but it's included within the first class ticket, and that's really nice. Once again, this is not on all services, and also the service might be different per day of the week that you're traveling in. I think in the weekend, as far as I know, it's a little bit less good than during weekdays, but if you know this, let me know in the comments. I really liked the service, and the staff was also very helpful during the entire ride. I think I taught you quite a lot, and if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. I try to answer them as good as possible. For now, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the views from the train between Penzance and London.
Rolling wheels and morning light, leaving Penzance one more night. Metro tracks and distant sounds, on this train the world unwound. Cornish hills behind me now, through the fields I take a bow. Riding fast to city's call, London lights will catch us all. Ticket to the city, there we go, past the rivers, mountains flow. Journey long, but spirits high, Penzance waves a sweet goodbye. Countryside, windows down, let's feel the ride. Meeting faces, friend and foe, on this train the world unwound, unwound. Every station passing by, in a blink through morning sky. Memories in each small town, on this train the world up down. Ticket to the city, there we go, past the rivers, mountains flow. Journey long, but spirits high, Penzance waves a sweet goodbye. City, there we go, past the rivers, mountains flow. Journey long, but spirits high, Penzance waves a sweet goodbye. Ticket to the city, there we go, past the rivers, mountains flow. Journey long, but spirits high, Penzance waves a sweet goodbye.
I wouldn't do the railway station of London Paddington justice if I don't show you this railway station briefly. Because this is a beautiful railway station, and it's one out of the major terminal railway stations you can find in London for long distance trains. Mainly being served by Great Western Railway. Although you also find some trains of the Heathrow Express over here. Over here, within this railway station, there's also a first class lounge, and I briefly went here because I had a first class interrail anyway. It's actually really nice. You can get some snacks, some drinks, some soft drinks, but also coffee and tea. And it's just a nice area to wait. Free Wi-Fi is available. And if you are traveling with the sleeper train, the Night Riviera of Great Western Railway, you'll even find some showers within this lounge. There are some old-fashioned screens with information about departing trains, and that's basically it. This is a terminal railway station, and therefore the layout is pretty simple, although you find at several spots at the railway station entrance to the underground of London. Because it's a terminal railway station at the very end of the tracks, you will find most shops and railway related services. When it comes to this, there's quite a big selection of shops, and mainly food related shops. So you don't need to get hungry over here. Actually, there are some really nice places to have a sit over here as well, and obviously all the shops where you can buy stuff you might need for a longer railway journey. I think we just made one of the longest railway journeys you can make from this railway station, although I have to say if you take the sleeper train along the same route you need more time. What is a good thing, because otherwise the route that I just took between London and Penzance, it's too short for a sleeper train if it will be with this speed that I had for this journey. Anyway, from here on I took the underground to London Euston station, from where on I took another train to Glasgow. Like I already told at the beginning of the video, I had a crazy weekend with traveling a lot of long distance trains within the UK when I recorded this. That's it on board of this Great Western service. Welcome to London Paddington, one of the great railway stations, one of the terminal railway stations here in London in England. I hope you liked this video or this has been helpful to you. If so, please give me a thumbs up, I really appreciate that. It helps to influence the algorithm to convince more people about traveling on a more sustainable way of transportation. And if you'd like to see more, then hit that subscribe button if you haven't done this already, obviously. For now, that's really it for this video. Before we end up this video, one last thing. Once again, thank you for watching. If you are interested in other trip reports, of course you can find them on this channel, and something you find in the description of this video on YouTube is a link to a map. And on this map you can find all trip reports as well, but then on a map. And just in case if you're wondering, yes, there will be a lot more lines coming soon on this map.